Fine. Okay, so he asked me, is it possible to... And I was connected through the sister and where they're living to this student on the left side that was working in their house, and she arranged a meeting with the head of this branch of the Philippine University. It's a difficult name, so I cannot pronounce it. So it started to a student, and they connected me to the main campus, and then this started to roll. So just after a short time, we had an online meeting discussing how to partner, and then just one month after that, we were in an online signing session with the two universities. The university in the Philippines are quite like you, but I think you are coming further. I haven't been to their main campus, but they are in a province that is named the capital of the Philippines. It's 1 million people on that island. I will tell you a little bit more about the Philippines later. So we are connected quite well, and it has started with an MOU about how could we do something together. I feel like a mediator or a very big part of it. This online signing was definitely a highlight of my career, I would say. I would point that out. I have done a lot, but this was something else. Okay, this is the picture of sustainability, right? It's gray, everything is hopeless, the pollution, the CO2 emissions, everything is going downhill. Or I would try to turn that to something more bright, because the CO2 emissions, of course, it's very important, but there should be some other discussions as well. So if we start with the sustainability pillars, it's a lot of talks about the environment, about the climate, especially then on air. Then you have the nature, a little bit more forgotten, I think, but it's rising now. So we have to focus on the connection between the rainforest and the climate and so on. So that is a very important issue. The economics is something that is just there, and it's actually very important, but we really don't know what to do about it. There's economic crisis and there is climate crisis. So what is worst? I don't have the answer of that yet. But if we move to what I'm talking about, the social pillar, it's the people. And there's no need of money without people. There's actually no need of air or of nature without people. So we have to focus first on the people, and then what they can do. Of course, we have to. It's very integrated. I'm aware of that, but we have to focus what people can do. As Daniel said, it's someone in front, like Dr. Murungi. He's leading the way, and we have to follow, and we have to be a part. Maybe to increase this 5% to maybe 7%. Something like that. Okay, so of course we have to be sure about what is this social sustainability. I took this from, capture a lot from the internet, so if you, this is the source. It's said that social sustainability is a process for creating sustainable, successful places that promote, and this is important, well-being. By understanding what people need from the places they live and work. So live and work. Social sustainability combines design of the physical realm with design of the social world. Infrastructure is mentioned before to support social and cultural life, social amenities, system for citizens, engagement and space for people and places to evolve. So this, if you take this apart, it's a lot of things connected what we were, what Dr. Mutegha was telling about how to go forward, where to start. To start with the urbanization outside the gate. That means that people should be experience well-being, right? Okay, so back to the sustainable development goals. Everything, this will solve everything, someone says. But we can put the different 17 goals into the pillars. About how to put it into the pillars, it's to discuss, because for instance about poverty, and it's put into the economic part, should this alternate to the social part, so it's integrated. But number 4, education is focused, and I will get back to that. You have to help me with the time. Is it 5 minutes or something? Okay. So this is just a clip from Google's Scholar, and is it possible to get it even bigger to full screen so they can see more back? Take away the people watching. Not take them away, but yeah. Okay, we'll see if they can do that. But the thing is to add a word, because sustainability seems to be that we should stay put and not move forward. Sustainability, it's sustain, but you have to put growth, because it's still possible to grow, even if you have a lot of challenges. Absolutely. So I'm sure there's a lot of research on that as well. So to take this down to what to do and so on, it's all about people. It's all about people, and I have 4 bullet points that I want to look into. It's the circle of life and not the timeline. It's a circle of nature, it's a circle of people, so we have to think in another way. I will get back to, for instance, the history, what that means. And I'm very occupied about the competence versus education. Are we actually able to educate to form competence? Because competence is something else than education. And narrow that down to skills versus knowledge. And I could see going around yesterday, that was people with skills telling me about how to farm, how to make this soil and add some fertilizer or water with nutrients, and then it will grow in 2 weeks. Wow! Then I can eat it. I was thinking, this is something. We have to focus on how to get the knowledge into skills. And then also, because there's a lot of challenges, we have to use the word of resilience, adaptation, and leadership. So I will get back to that. Okay, just a little bit before going on, there's a history. Kenya has a long history, Norway has a history. If someone asks, think about Norway, they would say maybe polar bears in the streets. There were no polar bears in Tromsø, no? No, there were no polar bears. And the Vikings. The Vikings, you know the Vikings? But of course that's a long time ago, but it's history. So I just took a few clips from the history. This is taken from an American site. And it shows actually the different... Oh, what is happening now? It's not following my... It's not following. Okay, how to use this? Okay. Yeah, this is pointing out some different generations, and the point is that someone has experienced World War II. Very few are still living. But they have to pass on this knowledge, so we don't do that again. And all of these new generations, they are just moving away or forward without connecting back. So history, more and more, for me, like you said, Daniel, there's a lot of PPP history back in time. That is important because we overlap. The generations overlap and are able to take the knowledge onto the next generation. So all this have experienced the Obama elections, for instance. Everyone has that. But going back, you haven't. And then this is, oh, I have to use this one. Or what? What is happening now? Nothing happening. Okay, this was so much that I couldn't get it readable. But leadership and life. 95 years of history and excellent leadership by Nelson Mandela. He was the one experiencing this, and he could tell it to the others, but he was the one experiencing it. And this is maybe written down in the history books, but if he was telling when he was alive, then you were listening, right? Then that was really storytelling. So this is it's inspiring me. This is not as good. This is also history. I just heard about the problems in Sudan, in Sudan, but I don't know much about it. I get a picture of war. Maybe that's not right, but there's a history. Why has that happened? Why should it not be like that in the future? This picture is taken from the year of my birth in 1964. On the right-hand side, there's a picture of the Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev. Just 2 years before, we had the Cuba crisis. And it was almost World War III. Then the Prime Minister of Norway, Gerhardsen, he, all the same, no one was friendly at that time with the US, but he invited the Soviet leader, and I don't know, get friendly, but at least they were talking. They were talking together, they were drinking coffee together, and this Soviet leader said to the Prime Minister, because he took him home, to his home, and he had a small apartment. He was living in a small apartment, and the Soviet leader said, "What is this? Do you really live here?" "Yes, this is just a normal apartment. I don't want to have a big house." "Wow." "And you didn't even have an elevator?" So I think they got to discuss important issues. On the right-hand side, the same year, Martin Luther King Jr. was giving the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in U.S. And then I have to learn something about Kenya. And I was very occupied what happened the year of my birth in Kenya. And then suddenly I saw that was a really important year of, in the history of Kenya. And the first cabinet of Kenya, I think in December 1964, and the transfer of power in 1964. That's 60 years ago. And I'm sure it's a lot of history that you can discuss, and how you're able to get out from the colonization. I asked Dr. Mutege, Daniel, on the way here, is there a building code in Kenya? Because we were watching some structure, and then he said, yes, we still use the colonial building code, a little bit adjusted. But yeah, I don't know what to do with it, but maybe, yeah, we'll change it. Okay, go on. Now you're going to see something interesting. World population. It's about people, and world population, that is what has happened really fast. Can you switch this to the internet? Or, because this is not moving. Wait, maybe I can do it. Let's see, let me see. Let me see what happens. Nothing happens. You switch it. Because this is for me both scaring and interesting, how the population growth is. Yeah. If you make it even bigger, maybe difficult to see it. Yeah, switch back to the other. Switch back to the other one, because the thing is, how many people is in the world now? You know that? The number? Someone knows the number? Can I switch back so I can? Yeah, you can see it. Maybe it's very small. Okay. Well. What? No. Switch back to the presentation, please. Okay, it's up to me. Sorry about these technical problems. Okay. Yeah. What you can see of this number is 8.18 billion. And what's interesting is on the bottom line, it says the population growth of today. I just took this during the day a couple of days ago, and it was during the day plus 139,000. So far this year is plus 57,678,000 people. So that is quite some numbers. And if we look into the history, when I was born, the world population was 3.3 billion. So the extreme increase of population. So if you look into pollution, the pollution was much worse per capita back then, but the total pollution, because of all these people, is much worse now. So it has gotten better, but because of more people, we have still a problem. So, and you can see that the medium age is 21, about 21, and the density is, and the fertility rate is 5.07. If we go to this future and see to the future, now it's 8.2 billion during this year, no, next year, and the medium age is now 31. It's raised by 11 years. Of course, and the fertility rate is going down. So that means something about the standard of living has been raising. So a lot of good things, but also a lot of people have bad conditions, and it will increase. They will say about 10 billion, and it will flatten out. But it's still a challenge. This is the 3 countries of the Philippines that I mentioned, and Kenya, and then Norway. And it's increasing. Philippines 116 million, more than double than Kenya, 56, and Norway just 5.6 million. And you can see on the you tell me to be aware of this connection. sorry. Yeah. So just to show this again, 3.3 billion, and then we are climbing to almost 10, and then the medium age is going up, and the fertility rate is going down. And if you look to this this one, it's going up, and the percentage, of course. But if you look at Norway, there's a sudden steep increasing, and that is because of immigration. For instance, now we have about, I think, 60,000-70,000 from Ukraine, and that means something. So the fertility rate is going down in Norway, but because of the immigration, the population is rising. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can run this movie. I'll take down my presentation. Sound, please. This is about the megacities in the world. There are 4 of the megacities and what they're facing about challenges. It's quite something to reflect on.
Good morning, Papu. Good morning.
I travel morning to us, evening to us in trains. I have to push my way inside. I have to use my muscles. And if some bully, he tries to bully me, if I just look at him, give him my sharp look this way, finish, he's off.
بالعكس اكتر حاجه بتضايقني اني امشي في شارع الاقي مش نظيف او الاقي واحد معاه راكب عربيه او ماشي في الشارع بتضايقني جدا.
现在就难以再知道的了，马上要背头要得出去，要上外滩隧道出去。
So many crazy things have been happening in this city and nobody has done anything about it for decades.
Estamos enfrentados a unos poderes mucho más poderosos que los que están tratando de impedir que hablemos hoy.
88% of Mumbai's commuters travel by rail and by bus. For decades, these governments have done nothing to augment public transport. They are not living up to
مفيش كنترول. انا مش عايز عمرو ولا غيره.
People who are talking, this rich people and all these things, the European people, they say that they are sorting out pollution. We should blame them. But first you set an example by doing that, and then you tell other people.
So I think cities can do much to create inclusion and to get everybody to feel that has a right and to belong.
شو عامل؟
What challenge everyone faces, for instance, by garbage in Cairo or by traffic jams in Mumbai whatever, it's still possible. It's still possible to do something about it. I'm very inspired that you can start a community like you have been doing here and build how it should be with streets and with sewer pipelines in the streets and everything like that before it's too late. There's just one megacity in the world that is said to not be having a slum, and that is Tokyo. And Tokyo is, because of their infrastructure, very efficient to move people around. And maybe they are better behaving, I don't know. What is that? Okay, so if we just now go on to the how to solve these problems, and everyone says, okay, the SDGs will solve it. Maybe not, maybe. But I would point it out back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because if you should make a good community, a good country, you have to see how many are on the bottom line and how many are on the top. In Norway, there's very few on the bottom line. We have shelter, we have heated houses, we have everything that we need. Families are, of course, sticking together, maybe not as before with the different generation, but you have family to hang on to. And then to go up to getting a job, that is also very good possibility. The unemployment rate is very low. Even we lack labor. That's the problem now. We're lacking labor, especially because people are living longer and in the health sector and so on. And to climb to this self-actualization part, how to be able to go to another movie theater or be, I don't know what you haven't done, go to explore the world or something like that. So I'm sure there's a lot of good in Kenya, but also a lot of struggle to get people out of that red area. So if we then look to what is sustainability and resilience, because I wanted to take that out. Sustainability is defined in different ways, but the ability to continue important functions indefinitely without decline of quality, it's more or less, and think of the future generations. But resilience is the ability to thrive in face of change. So that is important. We have to be strong, we have to be prepared for what is happening. So when they are discussing now in this COP number, I don't know, 28 or something, in the climate assembly, it's more of adaptation than mitigation. Finally, they have been discussing, so like this is saying, the essence of adaptation can be understood as process adjusting to the current and future effects of climate change. Mitigations mean preventing or reducing the emissions of greenhouse gases. You have to do both, but more of adaptation to be strong, resilient, to take what's coming. As I asked when we went here, when is the rain usually coming? You said? October 15. And now it's October 29. And we're still waiting. So, yeah. And then back to infrastructure, how to get here. We had to have rough car, or what's called terrain car, to get through certain parts of the road. If we had come with a Ferrari or something like that, we will damage it like very much. So this to build, to be prepared for what is coming, even though it's a lot of rain or no rain or whatever, that is where the money should go, not just to bond to pay yourself out of some mitigation problems. So when the US says it has to be comprehensive, we have to have a strategy, no one has to be left behind, and we have to make the financial tools pointed to that, how we can do it. What time should I end? So I will not take all your lunch. How much more? 15 minutes. Okay, we go on. So, and then the last one that it's the adaptation, the sustainable adaptation must not be a burden to the South, the global South. Because like this Indian guy said, it's you, the European, that's reason of why we have so much pollution. Of course it is, because we are exploiting and we are sending CO2 out in the climate and so on. So it affects, especially because there's no border in the air. The air travels freely. Oh, now I'm back to this this connection with both of them. Okay, how to do then? Competence is these four pillars. Knowledge, skills, then you have abilities, it's more of a fundamental thing, and then how to create attitude. Of course, both teaching skills and learning skills and getting knowledge will affect your attitude to be one of these 5%. So education is of course very important, but it's, I would say, many times just on the knowledge side. And I'm totally agree that we have to have the basic about reading and writing and math and so on. But then what to do next? How to create skills? That is I think, from my years in different positions, that is very important. Just to say, there's both abilities and disabilities. So, but we have to take it, everyone has abilities. So we don't have to put forward the disabilities, rather make it happen for everyone. Okay, yep. So this is one of my achievements, one of my diplomas. Very much I have a long row of that, but do I use it? Do I really use what I learned in Nairobi in February? I hope. But it's a lot of knowledge that just is in my head or forgotten. It flies somewhere. And, but what I really are into, I've been for more than 20 years a consultant in personality testing. And that has given me reflection about what is the, let's say, the abilities before choosing what to take on as education. And these four dimensions of the Jungian type index, extrovert, introvert, and the two mental functions of sensing, intuition, training, thinking, and feeling, and then judging and perceiving, that frames a person. I think that is more by biology than by environment. That is my opinion, that we are made like we are made. So we can do a little bit about it, but not for me to be silent. That is very difficult. What about you, Daniel? Very difficult. Yeah. For others, they are silent and they have to be asked questions to be a part of the discussions. And then we have to make the education to vary. We have to do different things during a week, during a day. Some want to have role play, someone wants to do math. We can not do one day with math, because I will fall asleep. Because it's difficult for me. For others, so this is my Okay. This is my profile. Extremely extrovert, extremely on the intuitive side. Everything is connected with everything. So, and I'm more to the people than to the analytic side. Of course, and I'm in the middle on a little bit more on planning than Daniel. So this is what drives me towards what I could be best at. And if you look in, there's also a team compass that places me as an advancer. And I like that, a networker, make things happen, get some funding, and frame something that we can do together, get people on board, be a counselor in some way. And what happened? I choose Bachelor in Science. It don't fit my profile at all. It should be sensing, thinking, maybe introvert. I don't know, introvert. But I made it. Not barely, but I made it. And then I went on to do other things, working with the construction industry. That is a lot of people doing training instead of doing the construction work. Yeah, so I would just say that we have to discuss how we are combining training and education. And that means, for instance, in private public partnerships, we could be more in connection with the industry before, during the education. I would say that. And yeah, because in Norway we have 80, how many? Let's say 180 different trades. Journeymen and certificates by skilled workers. So he had been very focused on vocational training. I don't know about Kenya, but that is a tradition. Where I'm working now, it's a higher vocational education that we take skilled workers and give them the possibility to climb to more theoretical and to be able to be, for instance, a foreman or project manager in the construction industry, based on that you are a carpenter, so you can get further. This you can just look into if you want. This is to try to provoke you. I will just I'll just read them, and you can discuss that during lunch. Should we limit the number of PhDs? Should farming be a mandatory subject in primary and secondary school? Who knows what job is best for you? Why don't we use more assessment in testing of how to reach the goals of learning instead of just written tests? Why is blue collar less valued than white collar workers? What skills do you need to survive a hurricane? And why do we not ask the elders anymore? Just put them in retirement homes and visit them once a while, and don't ask anything. And the last one I just added, I was thinking about my wife. She's so busy with Facebook making reels now that she is almost not connecting with me anymore, and I am not one of her followers. I think she's okay with that. I'm not her followers, but this is an issue now. Does social media make social sustainability? It's up to you to answer. Okay, let me start to finish. Yeah. So the headline is over-academization. I don't know even if that is a word, but it might be a discussion. Okay, so now I'm on my Finnish part. How to do it? Kenya, 56. No, I have the answer, so you have to write down this. No, I don't have the answer. But okay, the last thing, the last one there, it's 31.3% of the population is living in urban areas. And it is increasing, because you already pointed this out as an urban area. Yes. So then we got, we have to increase that. And then the median age of Kenyans said to be 19.8 years. Is that an asset or is it a problem? I will not answer that. You will answer that. This is Norway. This is Norway. 5.6 million, and a lot of land. So the density was said in the first to be 15 people per square kilometers, but 85.5% is in urban areas. And the median age is almost 40 years old. Is that an asset or a problem? I would say a problem with the median age, because lack of labor and the older population, that gives us something to discuss with you guys. So we have to start something about that. So we have to start with this, as I said, what to do, how to lift people up to having a good job. When I went here, I went through Doha airport. I've been there several times, going to the Philippines mostly. Just a few years ago, most of the people working in the tax-free shops, in the boarding area and all over the place was from Asia. Now I think it's from Africa. It's totally switched. So that's its asset, right? The labor possibility, and then you also have issues about the work conditions and so on. I don't know about that. So that was the picture of Doha airport. It's quite a business, really a business. No one wants to go to Qatar except changing flights, I think, yeah, or buying gold or something like that. So just a little bit about organizations. I've been working with construction industry for quite a while. This is from a Norwegian construction company, the largest. It's about 8,000 employees, and it said that the company Veidekke is built on people's curiosity, expertise and will. When we set new goals, it's always with people first towards their targets. It's set according to their people as a biggest assets. And in social impacts in the business, it's very much about health, environment and safety issues. So when they are looking at the targets, they have to report according also now to the European Union mandatory demand of sustainable reporting. They have to see how they do in health, environment and safety. Of course, there's a zero vision of no one going to be hurt. And then they have to see how far they have come. Okay, so I'm starting to wrap up now. How to feel like a world citizen. I'm really starting to feel like a world. I'm very happy to be here. It's very comfortable. I got a very good accommodation, being taken care of, being met in the airport and everything. So the hospitality, it's perfect. So it's about people, and I would just point out, if Dr. Muriongi hadn't said this is okay, we will have a process with the Philippine University. It has not happened. So it's about leadership, but also, where is Collins? Collins is not here. If it hadn't been for Collins, because he was in the pre-phase and he asked you, and then we connected together. So, and then with Joffer and his boss, Dr. Mileska, it's possible to do something. Because it's already okay, we have to fill it with something to do. So, we can do this. We already started the discussion about language. Both Kenya and the Philippines are significantly influenced by English language. This is an asset, but it's also a challenge to preserve the native language. I heard you mix Swahili with English, and Tagalog is mixed with both Spanish and English, so it's like choo-choo. Of course, it's very good to talk English, but what about the language? Is it water out? Is it a big deal, or is it, I don't know. And then we have a very specific thing. We were looking at the tamarind tree. There's a problem by extinction in the area, I heard. It's very dry. And so you have to look into that, and you've already done a lot of measures to fix that. In the Philippines, it's the opposite. It's too many tamarind trees because of the climate change. They are all over the place and pushing out other species, other plants. So that could be something for experts. And not the least, this about societies. Everyone wants to move to the cities. That means small communities will die. That is not good. So we don't just want urban areas, or we want small urban areas. Yeah, you have to limit how many. So that is some questions. I'm sure there's experts here. Maybe can look into and discuss. Okay, almost finished. It's about people, and this is the most important people. Why I am in Kenya and want to come back. It's Lynette at Strathmore University that accommodated me when I went first time, and to you, Daniel, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is by visiting an affordable housing project in Nairobi. I had a lot of questions. Why is there no playground, or why is there no green, and why is so many apartments, and what is going to happen with the facility management, and so on. So, but yeah. Okay, I will end now. I was not certain about do this at the end, but it's actually, I haven't been talking about this. It's family first. Everyone is born into a family and will die with a family, and that's why it's very important to... This is my family. I'm very proud of my family. It's not all of them actually, because we have another daughter, she was not there, and I have 2 grandchildren as well. This is, of course, struggle and happiness and economy discussions, and my wife with her reels going. She's in the US now, and she asked, can I use the network? It's going to be very expensive. so I bought her a package, but I'm sure she already used it, and then I get a very high bill about that. And that is a greater family. It's from the confirmation ceremony of my youngest daughter, from living all over the world, from Sydney to Las Vegas and to I don't know where. My sister, there are 10 sisters and 1 brother. So that's someone to chat with. Okay, we will end this now with the help of some African kids. And I want you to stand up, just shake loose, and we will see if we can see what happens. Ready? It's the Masaka kids from Uganda.
hour I look to you. In the time of trouble you bring me home and wash my tears away. I look to you, my friend, you're the meaning of love. This world can be a better place if started to care and stop being selfish in what we do. So brother, we got to move together. Sister, we got to fight together. Together we're strong, my friend, that's the meaning of love. I look to you. In the darkest hour I look to you. In the time of trouble you bring me home and wash my tears away. I look to you, my friend, you're the meaning of love. Just like you look at someone, someone looks up to you, and they have the one quality to acquire. So friend, when I'm tired and weak, you're always on my mind. Together we're strong, my friend, that's the meaning of love. I look to you. In the darkest hour I look to you. In the time of trouble you bring me home and wash my tears away. I look to you, my friend, you're the meaning of love. Life better. Beautiful world when we come together. You and me can make life better. Beautiful world when we come together. I look to you. In the darkest hour I look to you. In the time of trouble you tears away. I look to you, my friend, you're the meaning of love. I look to you. In the darkest hour I look to you. In the time of trouble you bring me home and wash my tears away. I look to you, my friend, you're the meaning of love.
To the Masaka kids. Then I just one slide more to, if you can put it down to my presentation, just one more. So, yeah. It's not very important. I would really like to meet the Masaka kids and go to see their community. Okay. Yeah. So then I finish with this picture of my grandchild pointing the tongue at the past and telling we will make it. Thank you very much for your attention. Sorry if I...
Wow, I'm not speaking a lot. Don't wait for stories. Very good, 3 claps for the keynote speaker. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's all about people. It's all about people. So the PPPs got to, we call it what? People to people partnerships. Then again, you bring the PPPs. You start with the people, then you bring the PPPs, and finally, the family. And also, I was thinking of this team campus that was there, where we named Professor Peter K. Muriungi, we named Dr. Daniel Mutegi, and we named Dr. Ovid Ellickson, so that we do the team, and we have Norway here. Thanks so much. Let's appreciate. Thank you so much for that. I now welcome the Director Research to take us to the next program.
Thank you so much, BBC. All protocols observed. So mine is to guide you on the next move. So from here, we are going to break into the 2 rooms. So this is L4, that is L1. So in this room, we shall have this one in the theme of science, technology, and innovation to address emerging issues. In the other room, we shall be having the theme, transformative education for socio-economic transformations. So what I'm requesting is that we need to dispense with 5 presentations before lunchtime. So each presentation takes between 10 minutes to 15 minutes. So the moderators or the chairs of the sessions and the rapporteurs, please organize for that. Between 1:15 and 2, we need to go and take lunch and have some networking, which is very important, such that we apply whatever we have learned. Within that chance, PPP, probably Professor Alevi Musari is in charge of finance and so on. You can interact with Gete and so on. So, and then make sure that once you are present, the time that you are scheduled to present, make sure you are there. And then the chairs of the sessions, make sure you get the presentations before time so that you avoid these aspects of people coming with the computer, connecting and wasting a lot of time. So with those few remarks, I think we shall break to different rooms. Yeah.